Hi guys, it's Matt here from the Forex Coach. We haven't done a monthly update for a while, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to bring everyone up to speed with what's been happening over here at the Forex Coach, how the accounts and the signals have performed over the last month, the month of September, and how a brief update as to how we're getting on in October. And just let you know what's going on with these automated trading and the trading robots on MT4 and MT5 that I've been working on. So the first thing to mention is that there's not been a huge amount of updates on Facebook, and there's not been a huge amount of videos and stuff coming out. As you've probably seen, I was actually without internet for about 15 days. I was running on a mobile connection, which was putting me into the dark ages. It was pretty bad, tough times, but I managed to get through, and we managed to keep some of the trading software going. And as you can see, I've got my monitors behind me here. We have had an upgrade on my trading station here, and there's been some positives from it, but the good thing is I've actually got a full backup system now. So if I have a power cut or power failure, I can basically keep trading, which is going to be important, especially when I've got these trading robots working for me, is that they can still keep going. So I've got a battery backup for my PC system on my trading station set up here, and I've also got the mobile broadband connection or mobile 3G connection, which can kick in and will mean that I can keep going, so to speak. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at a few things today. I'm just going to go through the trading accounts, how we've performed, have a look at some of the posts I've put on Facebook and what's been going on these trading bots, and go through some of the FX Blue and the MyFXBook accounts. So performance wise, let's just have a look where we're at for the month of September. So this is the tracker for some of you that haven't been following what's been going on. At the start of May, when I started the signal service, I actually set out a plan of how I was going to take my £20,000, or it was £18,000 initial start off, up to sort of £300,000 over the next course of the next few years. And I've set myself a plan in order to achieve this. It's based on being able to achieve a return of about 5% per month, and adding in some money along the way. Now, it's been initially a learning curve with regards to setting up the signal service, the trading strategies. There's been some developments and trial and error, etc., which you would expect with any form of trading, and some developments. So you can see that we've had a few fluctuations. We had the initial positive month of the 18%. We had a drawdown month of around 7%. We then had a relatively flat month, 1.4%. We had a good month in August, coming in at 11%, and we've just closed out of September. We closed out 24 days ago with about 4.3%. As I say, it's only been because of the lack of internet that I've not been able to do this update video. So where does that leave us year to date? Well, we've banked on the initial account about £6,000, so it actually puts us only about 0.62% down on target. And overall, year to date, we aren't sitting far off where we should be, so we're sitting around 22%. Although we've had some, months where we've, totally blasted, and overachieved. We've had obviously some months where we've been relatively flat and drawdown months, etc. So I'm relatively happy. However, October's not looking great, especially on the swing signals. We have had some drawdowns on that. So compared to September, it's not been a great month for me in October. Not necessarily to do with not having the internet, not being able to trade as much, maybe partly to do with that. Some of my analysis at the probably wasn't as good as it could have been, but generally, as a general rule, it's just been a bad month for trading, which happens. A strategy will never achieve every single month. It's impossible. So one of the things that we have looked at is regards to the performance on the MyFXBook account. So if I just flick over to that, so you can see here we've got 4 different strategies which I've been running, and when I post out to the group, what I do is I highlight which one it is. Now, as I've developed even further and migrating over to MT4 and this sort of automated trading, it's meant that I've combined a couple of these to try and simplify things. So, to cut a long story short, what I've done is I have developed a quite mechanical trading system, and it's kind of been pushed because I've started to do this trading signal service where members can, you know, get the trades that we're entering, etc. And it's meant that my trade setups have been quite mechanical, so it makes perfect sense to me to be able to now take these mechanical systems and put them over to an automated system. It's going to save me sitting in front of the computers all day long. It's going to save me any stress of having to place trades and post them out to groups, and it's just going to be so much easier, and then my focus can be on developing the strategies, the mechanical strategies, and developing the setups and the trade styles, etc. that we do. Automated trading has got a lot more advantage to human trading. As I say, the psychological impact, the human emotions. My trading robots can change position size depending on account size. So in theory, you can have a trading system automated that will take your account right the way through from £10,000 to £100,000, or from £20,000 to £300,000, and that's kind of what I'm looking to get towards. As I posted before, I am involved in property quite a bit. I've actually got a potential big development that's going to be happening over the next 12 months. Property development in which is going to take a lot of my time and effort in that, and that was also one of the catalysts for making me want to move over to automated trading. We've got the technology on our fingertips, we've got high-speed internet now available to us, and we've got all these developments and technologies and better processors and computers and stuff like that. I think something like 70% of trades are now automated in, you know, both stock markets and currency markets. So it's definitely worth something you can look at with the potential of moving into it in the future if you've not looked at it. So just going back onto this, we can see here we've had some really good performance with regards to the sniper. We did have that drawdown period and then it's pushed back up. I think it cleared something like £1,500 for the month. Again with the swings, we've had a drawdown. We're probably down here now for October, but as you can see here, the sniper was relatively strong for the month of September. We had a positive month for the signal, however the alert signal was slightly negative. Now, one thing to bear in mind, some of these do hedge each other, the design of it, and they are now combined. But so where one sometimes gains, the other might have a drawdown, and that's kind of the design of the strategy. One thing also to mention is you may have seen on the account overview there that I've done, sort of the tracker, is that I've actually got some negative deposits. What that means is I've actually banked money. So originally I started putting money into the accounts to build them up, to take the bigger position sizes. But I got to a point where I was trading around 90% with sort of 90% margin available. Now, I don't want my capital to be sitting in my Forex broker's client account. It is FCA or you know, insured and stuff like that, especially if you're registered with a UK broker. So just check that when you do look for your broker. But the point is that if a broker ever did go under, or there was a financial meltdown, or anything could happen, then you are not going to be able to get your money out as easily as what you could if it's in a bank. So my advice is to trade based on your overall capital, but to have a separate bank account. So have a, you know, if you bank with, I bank with NatWest, so I've got a NatWest trading account, and my NatWest trading account has now got £14,139, and my closing balance of my trading accounts, so my FX accounts, my brokerage accounts, is 20,000. You combine that, and that's my overall trading capital. Okay, so it's what I advise. I tend to try and aim for about 50% margin. So you might then have a few extra positions on at one time. You might go as low as sort of 40-30% margin, but I wouldn't recommend going lower than that. The last thing you want to do is get a margin call and not be able to take your trades, etc. But as I say, there's no need to keep all your capital. no way in a million years am I going to keep £300,000 if I get to this figure, or when I get to this figure, in a Forex broker's account. I want that in a bank account, or even potentially invest in it by this stage in other things, with that being gold, etc. So that covers that and gives you a bit of an idea why you may see that we've actually withdrawn some capital on some of these accounts. So that was the performance of the individual accounts which we've seen. We can see how well the swing's done and the sniper's done. Now just bear in mind these 87% and 118% are based on, you can't really take that into account because that's not realistic. The reason being is I've been trading it based on the £35,000 overall account. Even though the sniper might have only started off with £2,000-3,000 in the account, the trade and the risk profile has been based on the £35,000 account. So realistically that would probably have been maybe 10-15%, 10-15%, etc. Which would overall bring us up to the sort of 22% that we're up. So looking at the accounts for the month, we've got the individual breakdown. You can see here these are all the trades for the month for each account. So I've got 4 different account statements here that I can show you. And one of the things that you can see is that we've had losses. Yeah, so we've got minus 342, and I think that was either the alert account. The swing account, we come in with a positive of £368, but as you can see here, the back end of the month we had some huge losses. So we were tracking, you got to think that's 300, 600, and £800. So we were tracking, almost £1,300, but we had some big losses, some 1%-ish losses here, which have knocked me down, but still finished positive. The other thing just to bear in mind is we also had negative slippage, or slippage go against us on one of the trading accounts. We lost about 1% on the Signal account when we got this slippage move on the CAD, when the CAD made the Central Bank of Canada made the unexpected interest rate decision. The sniper done really well. As I said, we've got £1,500 worth of profit on that one. And then finally, I think this is the alert. You can see all the trades here, winners and losers, £79 down. So not a great month, but obviously pretty good from the sniper. Unfortunately, I'm not able to post out all of the sniper setups, although we were able to get out a few of them. And as far as going over to MT4, I've still got to work on the sniper strategy. I've not been able to get that programmed into MT4 or MT5 code yet in order to make that automated. Okay, so that kind of gives you an idea of the monthly overview. The next thing I'm just going to talk about is the Signal service and the membership. So if you go onto our website, and if you're interested, just go to membership packages. For £20 a month, you get the trade signals, which will come out by text message or telegram message straight to your phone. So you can follow the trade if you want, or just sit and monitor. You also get with it included free access to all of our trading content. So literally you could join for £20 for 1 month and learn how to trade if you haven't done already, rather than paying the thousands of pounds that a lot of other courses charge. The reason being is why we charge in cheap prices, because our business model is based around offering a good service that is going to allow people to actually join and stay with us for a long period. So £20 a month, you can click on the link there and join up. Then you will get all of the training content. So if you go on online training course, and there's going to be loads more added to this in time as we build up our memberships, but we've got the basics in there, and a bit of live trading as well on there, a few setups, a few strategies. Not everything that I'm doing, not all of my strategies and stuff, but there's some basics on there, and enough to get people started and get people understanding how to build strategy. And that's my key, is how to build strategies up, not just follow a strategy that someone's invented that's only going to work for a few periods of the month. It's actually how to build them up and then use them. And from that you can build a mechanical system, and I'm then going to do some follow-on sections of how to use MT4 and build automated trading robots and stuff like that. So quite exciting, a lot more information to follow. So in the future, what I'm going to probably do is I'm going to have my automated trading robots. The good news is that because of the account types on these, I'm able to go back to FX Blue, which I actually prefer, so I like the way the report's broken down, and you can actually follow the trading. So this is version 1 of one of the trading bots. You know, real account. Balance is 6,200. It's banked £398 so far in October, so it's having a good month in October. It's outperforming myself because of several reasons, and it's a robot at the end of the day, so in theory it should always trade perfectly. It's not going to have any human mistakes, human emotions. It will always trade and stick to the rules 100%, and that might be why you would know we're seeing it outperform myself. But we're sitting around 10% up anyway. Interestingly, I'm getting a lot of trades from it that's sort of in the Asian session, whether that be opening or closing positions. The most profitable hour of the day is actually 1 in the morning UK time. Now, I would never have been trading during that time, and we can even see here at 6 AM potentially it's banking profits here. So it's having a fairly good good run during the Asian session, which is quite nice because that's not an area where I would have been able to trade previously. So, you know, as I say, the advantage of a trading robot is that you can trade 24 hours a day, you know, 5 days a week from the comfort of your bed while asleep. So yeah, it's got a lot of advantages, and as I say, this is totally open, this FX Blue account, so if you want to have a look at it, I've actually pinned the post with the link at the top of the Facebook page. So have a look and just follow it. You can even see the open trades, I believe, on here, so I think you can see all the orders. Maybe they're not showing actually. Open orders. I'll make them live. I don't think they're live at the moment, but I think I can click them so you can actually you could actually follow it for a while. But eventually my plan is to make it all automated, so a lot of the trading alerts and signals will probably come from the bots, and we have several bots, version 1, version 2. I've got another one that I'm developing with a complete different strategy, and you can pick to choose what ones you want to follow. And then at a later date we'll also introduce copy trading, so you can copy these, whether it be through your broker or utilising some form of software, whether that be MT5 or something like that. There'll be ways of doing it, so at a later date you'll be able to follow. If we can get these bots to perform, what I want is a nice smooth equity curve like this. You can see this blue line, that, excuse the jump up the red, that's just where I've added equity to the account, and because this is still new, it's only got sort of 28 days worth of data. It obviously looks quite enlarged, but once we see the bigger picture, my aim is for this nice smooth growth. And when I've done the back testing, I've actually chosen setups and settings that are not the most profitable, but they offer the smoothest growth and the smoothest return, because the key to me is to have faith in a bot trading robot. And the ones that have drawdown periods, that's when you're going to potentially start thinking, well, hold on a minute, is this not going to work? Should I pull money out of it? Shall I cancel it? Shall I change the settings, etc.? So I've actually selected what will give me the smoothest return. So very, very, very early days, but so far this line here, what we're looking at, is perfect. This is what I want. You know, it's a nice 5 degree, 10 degree potentially angle, and the idea is this keeps going up and up and up. Now, one thing with this is this version 1 hasn't got the adjustable position size. That's version 2. What version 2 does is it has more high time frame analysis, so it will adjust the position size depending on the higher time frame analysis. It also has the advantage of being able to change the position size depending on the account size. So if you're having a drawdown period, it will reduce the trade size, and if you're having a good run and the account's growing, it will gradually increase the trade position size. And they're huge advantages that actually mean that, you know, it's almost set it up, leave it and let it run. Now what I will do is I'll re-optimize my strategies every 3 months. So every 3 months I'm going to base them. Originally I was doing it on the last 12 months data. I've seen some advantage to actually doing it on the slightly shorter period, being the last 10 months worth of data. So every 3 months I will re-optimize the settings for every single setup, and I will you know, update it effectively. Now what I mean by that is, if you actually see one of these posts here, if I click on this image, this is a example of an MT4 account, and each square box here is actually a market that I'm trading with a relative setup on that market. It's not bringing up the picture for some reason. But anyway, each square here represents a market with a trade setup, and that's what I will be optimizing and adjusting. So you can see here, you know, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think there's 7 in a row, 7, 14, 28 different setups on that, and I would probably build that up to be even more. The more setups and the more different things I can have, whether that be swing, that be day trades, that be scalping trades, the smoother, in theory, if they're all profitable over a year period, the smoother my equity curve is going to be, because you're going to have points where a short-term scalping setup is in a drawdown period, but a swing setup is in a profitable period, etc. So overall, you'll see that if you looked at each individual one and they had drawdown periods along the way, you're going to find that if you overlaid all of those equity curves on top of one another, the drawdown periods aren't going to be at the same time, in which case it's going to give you a much smoother equity curve. So that's kind of the design and the theory behind it all. So yeah, we've talked about the FX Blue account, so that covers that. We've gone through the My FX book, we've looked at the traded accounts. There's going to be a couple of things that I am going to talk about at a later date, and that is going to be the back testing. So I'm going to do another video for you guys and show you just an example of some of the back testing of some of the setups, and I'll let you know how that works and how I'm doing that currently on MT4. I'm also having developed all of the strategies, as I've said, into MT5. The reason being is MT5 is a lot faster than MT4. It uses more than a single core of your processor, so you can, you know, there are processors out there which you can buy which are 28 core, which would allow you to have multiple instances of MT5 up on your computer and not slow down your PC. But you can have really powerful computers and take advantage of that using MT5. Also, when you're doing your back testing, it's far superior, far faster, because of the use of the multiple core. And there's also a network where you can actually use other people's PCs to do the work for you effectively. So other people farm out their PCs to this network, and you can use their computer speed. So a typical processor, I think my i5 on this laptop's got about 4 cores in it. I could use a network over Europe that offers my PC the ability to use 1,000 cores worth of speed, worth of data. So you can see how much quicker that's going to be, and how much more advanced you could make your strategies and your code for your strategies by using MT5. But the trouble is, at the moment, the programmers aren't really up to speed with it. There is a limited amount of programmers. Luckily, I've got one. So I've actually got 2 coders or programmers working for me on my projects at the moment. And one specialises in MT4, the other is MT4 and MT5. So it's allowing me the ability to switch over should I need to. So that's the end of the video for now, and what we'll do is we'll do another update video early October to give you guys an idea of how the month of October has fared and how the strategies have performed.